Welcome to the Journey of Love and Light. This is your private reading, and I'm going to get started. Okay, Dairian. So we've been called to use 3 decks of cards, and I don't know what Trudy's told you, but I'm basically like an intuitive reader. So the cards to me may or may not mean what the typical meaning is from a tarot or an oracle perspective. Sometimes I draw something off the card. It just or I'm clairaudient, so I hear something about it versus what it actually means. So take that and understand. And if it doesn't resonate, don't try to make it fit. But if it does, hopefully it's useful to you as you move forward. I was telling Trudy as I started this reading that if I felt like I was hearing from somebody from a past life from you, like that they are passed on, and they're saying that they're a cousin. So I don't know if you might have had a cousin that you lost, but they were. I'm sensing that they were young, like they were, younger than 10 years old.
She says that was my grandpa.
So I think the cousin is with the grandpa, is with this person who calls her Tootie.
Okay.
So it's like, I feel like it's like a little blonde girl, like a little, I want to say like a cotton head blonde, that kind of little thing, that kind of like these 2 cards just fell out. It's a cousin on her mom's side. All right, so I know I stopped to pause the reading just a minute, which Trudy was telling me about, that your grandpa called you Tootie, and
he called her Tutti Frutti.
Yeah. Did you hear me saying Tutti Frutti already whenever I was like telling you before I said Tootie?
Yeah.
Because that's what he was saying.
Yeah.
So all right, so anyway, we know your grandfather is showing up in this reading. I was gonna do it. I'll do it right side up for you. But the cousin is someone on your mother's side, the cousin that she asked you about. So I'm just going to keep going here, but this is not ready to go. Okay, so starting with that card, that was the message, like from Spirit. So I pulled this card, and then it tells me that the cousin is on the mother's side, and like I said, I think it's a blonde-haired little girl, but
she's talking about an aunt that died at 38.
Okay, we'll let the thing unfold. So okay. Let's just go. Okay, so we'll start with that. You see the mother card, but let's go ahead and pull some other cards out. Like I said, I'm going to use 3 decks initially, and unless Spirit tells me something different. But the cards I've been drawn to really begin to read with are the these hologram tarot. So, oh my God, thank you, Spirit, for that confirmation. The Spirit, show me clearly what messages does Dairian need to see. Spirit, show me clearly. Wow. Oh my God, Spirit wants to talk to her. I have never had this many jumpers at like this early in the reading. No.
You just want to go through it? Okay.
Yeah. Right. It's I'm just going to lay my hair's crazy though. Like, she's got a lot of messages here. So, all right. So, let's get rolling. Okay. Almost a own little deck yourself. They really want to speak to you. So, 2 of Cups. 2 of Cups can be about a partnership, a relationship, some sort of, it can even be a decision sometimes. So I'm going to go ahead and lay the cards out, and if they speak to me as we go, I'll tell you, but otherwise we'll get the full picture, and then we'll continue from there. So starting out, 2 of Cups, 7 of Cups, 9 of Wands, 10 of Swords. Okay, girl, I sense that you have been worrying a lot lately for some reason. So let's keep going with this. Page of Cups. A lot of emotional energy. That all these cups energy is, you know, kind of about your emotions. Page of Cups is about an offer. Sometimes it's a love offer. Sometimes it's just, you know, any kind of an offer coming from potentially somebody younger than you. 10 Cups. The Hangman. Judgment. 7 of Wands. The Lovers. Page of Pentacles. Pages. Wow, you got a ton of pages in your reading. Strength card. And the 6 of Pentacles. Okay. Oh, so that was kind of, this one's off. So you can sort of see them all. Okay, so as I start out looking at this, first off, like I said, you have a lot of page energy. It would indicate that there's potentially a lot of young male energy in your life. There could be someone who is a Taurus, a Virgo, or a Capricorn, or someone who is an Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra that is, you know, relevant to these two pages here, and then a Pisces, Scorpio, or Cancer male as well. So I'm gonna pull some of these back so that I can see what's underneath them, and then we'll lay them back down when it's needed. Okay, so what I'm seeing is coming into this reading, and I'll try to put some timestamps around this if there's something that, you know, in terms of you would want to know when it's going to happen, if I can, but I can't always, you know, I'm not always told that, so I can't tell you. Okay, so coming into this month, what I'm sensing is that this is not really about a relationship necessarily. This Two of Cups. This is really more about a decision that you need to make, but you don't know what decision to make because you have so many options to look at, and there's a lot of different ways to go about whatever it is that you're trying to do. And Spirit's asking you to take a look at it, you know, like, so if you, whatever these options are, you need to take a look at them from a different perspective. So the Hangman, you know, that's a foundation of that Seven of Cups is saying, you know, you need to take a look at things from a different perspective. And again, that's some more Pisces energy potentially here in the conversation. So maybe whatever decision that you have to make, if it has to do with another person, that the Pisces person is, you know, relevant in that decision making process, or relevant to the outcome of the decision. But what I'm sensing is because you can't make, because there's so many options and you're having such a trouble making sort of that decision, you know, you're feeling, you know, like the Nine of Wands, like you're feeling worse for wear. You're feeling kind of battered down, like I don't know what to do. I don't know what decision to make. And so that's got you really up in your head, this Ten of Swords. And this Ten of Swords is like, it's really an illusion. Like there's not really all these bad things that you're thinking about, or all this potential challenges that could be there. It's more that you are, you know, because of maybe being too worried and not being able to look at things from a different perspective, you can't get clarity, and so it's making you feel trapped in a certain situation, or you know, in a like stuck in a place, you know, feeling stagnant. But there's going to be, like I said, there's going to be an offer that comes to you. You know, it's right now it might seem like it's a small offer, and you know, so you're not sure about taking it, and it, you know, I'm seeing, you know, this kind of seas behind here, the, you know, the waters, you know, it looks like it might be a little bit rough, so maybe this offer, you know, isn't really well formulated, doesn't have a really great plan around it, or you know, you can't see how it's going to manifest, but what I'm sensing is this Ten of Cups here tells me that, this it's going to go from this Page of Cups to this Ten of Cups. And this Ten of Cups is kind of like complete emotional fulfillment. So, I'm working on this stuff right now called, finding your Ikigai. And it's about finding the thing that you love, the thing that you are good at, the thing that people need, and the thing that people are willing to pay for. And so it could be that, this small offer, this small idea is it. While right now that's where it's at, and maybe that's causing part of your angst here. It does have the potential to really grow into something where all your cups are full, and then you are feeling basically kind of on top of the world, like your emotional needs are really met. But right now I sense that this feeling worse for wear, this Judgment card, it's like you're having to sort of bring back something from the dead in order to move forward with whatever the situation is. So it's like maybe something you thought was over, dead and gone, put a fork in it, kind of I'm done sort of thing. But it's not over and done. There's going to be like a resurrection is what I'm hearing. A resurrection of that idea as a result of you going inward sort of and looking at things from a different perspective. It's going to allow you to bring back an idea that maybe you had before, that didn't, maybe was just a small offer, wasn't a big cup, but it has this potential to be this Ten of Cups. So that's again, the real important thing here is to look at things from a different view. And then the next card out after the Judgment here says, the Seven of Wands is defending what matters. So basically, this, while you're all up in your head here about whatever it is that all these options that you don't know which one to choose from, and it's making you feel like like I said, worse for wear. Part of it is because you feel the need to defend whatever this decision is. You feel that this decision is going to require some sort of you're going to have to stand up. You're going to have to set your boundaries in order, for you to move forward. But then, moving forward, the Lovers card coming out here indicates, while, in like a typical, obviously a love relationship would mean like, partnership, love relationship, but I know you're married already, so that's not a new relationship for you. But the Lovers can also mean, it can also sort of bookend this Two of Cups here, this Lovers card here. It can also be a choice. So it's like whatever choice that you're coming into this situation, whatever you're thinking about, whatever this is, you kind of bringing to the forefront of your mind. That whatever that choice that you need to make is that is right now unclear, and is kind of got you in your head because maybe before it didn't work out and it was too small, but when you resurrect it with this new way of thinking, it's going to be something big, and you got to know that you're in you're right to defend your boundaries, and to know that the idea to resurrecting this situation or this idea is good, because ultimately getting the Lovers sort of bookend in this thing says that by going through this process, making this decision, resurrecting this idea, standing your ground, you are going to get this fulfillment that you're looking for. Oh wow! And as I said, I looked at the bottom of the deck, and the bottom of the deck is complete. It's an Ace of Cups. Complete emotional fulfillment. For you. So in the another card was talking to me during the pre-shuffle was the Fool. So it's like you're going to need to take a leap of faith about this situation, because I think maybe in the past what your challenge has been is that you haven't experienced like equal give and take. You have feel like that maybe that there wasn't a balance in the situation, that maybe you were giving more than you were getting back, and that's why it didn't work out in the first time around, or whatever. But so this Page of Swords and this Page of Pentacles, talks about the Page of Swords is a truth. So if we're looking at where where it's laying here on top of this Seven of Cups, all these different options in this choice, it's asking you here, Spirit's saying, when you make this choice, you need to cut out all the options that are not true to you, that are not true to your heart. They're not going to emotionally fulfill you. And by doing so, you'll be choosing the option that's going to bring you the pinnacles, that's going to basically help you stack up that cash. But there's a Leo potentially that is involved, or this is just that you're going to have to embrace this kind of Leo energy and have the strength that I think that's you actually, that you're going to have the strength that you need to stand your ground so that you can make that choice that you feel that you need to make, because ultimately it's going to lead to that complete satisfaction there with the Lover's card. So let's lay another layer on here and see if we can get some more detail about this. So I don't know if this is resonating so far, but hopefully it is, and you are finding some value in it. So here we go.
Want me to tell you something?
Hold on a second. Pause. Okay, so I finished shuffling up this next deck of cards. As I was looking at the bottom, the first thing says was, this card it's telling me to pull it out for you, is unknown territory. And so it says you are exactly where you need to be. So, whatever this is that you're doing, if you think, well, I don't know, maybe I'm wasting my time, maybe I shouldn't be doing it, maybe I should be focusing on something different, the universe is saying to you that no, while you don't know exactly what you're doing, you don't know exactly where you're going, you are exactly where you need to be right now. So, and the next card, and the next card that comes out after that is the Gates of Triumph. It says success expands in your life. So again, as I was saying, it's whatever this is, related to these pinnacles, having started out small, it looks like that, that there's imminent success that is probably that what's leading to that Ten of Cups there. So pull out. Spirit, show me, give me another card to clarify the front end of this reading. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. So, all right. So, the blessings are showering you. Blessings are showering in your life. That's just further confirmation of this. Like, you see this rainbow, how there's like the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. This is just further confirmation that, when you get clear on what it is that you want to do, you stop staying in your head, you stand your ground, you make sure that you're getting equal give and take in the situation so that you can, on one of the cards that wanted to stay in the, box so that I would notice it when I was pulling out was the Seven of Pentacles, which is the investment card. So you need to invest in this situation so that these blessings will come about. And one of the things that came to me was this that popped out while I was shuffling, and it came at the bottom of the deck, is the Protected by Angels, and it says you are cherished by angels. And this reminds me of Archangel Michael. So I would just say that you have this help of spirit. You're being divinely guided in the direction that you're going, and there is a reason that you feel the need to fight this battle that or go through these challenges, because you recognize, your soul recognizes that this Gates of Triumph is ahead, and that success is imminent. So don't let anybody get you off track and take you away from your goals, and be sure that you are following your gut. Listen to your, like, for your Trudy did your human design, and I understand that you also have like a sacral authority, and so do I. So it's like, if it feels like a then go for it. If it feels like a or a it's not right now. So only go after whatever it feels like a And so I feel that that your cousin or whoever's coming up back is saying, hey, what about us? You forgot about us. So I've got to kind of come back to that for a minute and see if they're going to say something else to you. Okay, Spirit, show me clearly. They said not those cards. So All right. With these cards. All right. Spirit, show me clearly what message you have for Dairian from her loved ones who've gone to the other side. Spirit, show me clearly. Okay. Orphan. Orphan. Okay, so this is the cousin coming back again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if there are any children that have lost their parents, any of your cousins that have lost their parents, that have also passed over.
Well, she said an aunt had passed, so maybe the aunt had a child that passed
Yeah,
that she
maybe.
doesn't know about.
Yeah, that could be it. So maybe you need to find out about that if your aunt had a child, or if there could have, because what I'm hearing maybe is maybe the child was never born, but the child was born to somebody who's no longer here. So it would have been your cousin, or it is your cousin, but I'm sensing that they would have been an orphan if they were on the physical plane. And then this male-female card that's coming out here, kind of that's back to back. I'm hearing here from, I think it's from the grandfather that called you Tootie. I'm hearing that he's saying that his wife is not with him, or his partner's not with him, like that he's on his own there on the other side. So I don't know, like if maybe the grandmother to this grandfather, that maybe she's still living, or that they split up before he left the planet. But what message do you have? Oh, okay. So it could be I don't know why they want to talk about them. Like, I don't think that this is really something that you would even care about. I mean, in the 3D, but it's like your grandfather is saying that he didn't stay with the grandmother, or the grandmother didn't stay with him, or they're not together because they were just a karmic relationship. They weren't meant to last, is what he's saying. They weren't meant to last. We weren't meant to last. But there's a lot of guilt or anxiety around the fact that they, how like when you get married, like you have this church wedding, and you have these vows, and you promise forever kind of thing. So maybe it's somebody that got divorced because they feel like that they broke the vows by not staying in the relationship from a 3D perspective, even though from a 5D perspective, from a spirit perspective, they knew that they weren't supposed to be together. There's something about the trees that your grandpa wants to talk about. Like, I don't know, like he's saying, remember the trees in the park, remember the trees in the park. But I don't know if you know what he's talking about. But it's almost like he's talking about he was sick. He died of being sick. Yeah. Yeah. And he's been your angel. I think that's the biggest message he has for you, is like you're not alone as you're going through whatever this whole situation is. If you ever feel like you can't make a decision, that you can ask your angels, and he is on the other side watching over you. Yeah. Wow. Was he on your father? Oh, well, obviously. What I'm seeing here, and you can't speak to me, I'm trying to ask you a question. It's not like you're on the phone. But I feel like he was on your father's side potentially. It's showing that's what they're showing here, and I don't know why. I don't know what this has to do with, and you may or may not, but there's this idea about authority figures that creates a lot of anxiety for either you, or maybe it creates anxiety for him. Um, but again, it's like it's like they're asking me to show this Ten of Swords, like whatever anxieties that you get as a result of kind of this whole idea of people, authority figures, people that are, bigger, stronger, more successful or whatever. He's saying to you that all that's in your head. It's just in your head. So you see how this person here has all these swords around them, and they've got that really like that loose little cloth. And how if they just reached out and just grabbed that sword, they could cut that cloth off of their eyes and off of them and just be free, and they would be free to go to that castle behind them. There's that castle here. That's what they're saying is like, don't be threatened by authority figures, whether maybe it's even like your own father or something that you've had issues with, authority, and it's created this anxiety for you. But just don't, you have a purpose on this planet, individual to yourself, besides just being a wife and a mother and a sister, brother, whatever kind of family member. You have a higher purpose on the planet. I'm sensing that you have actually some healing abilities. You might have you might be really good with you might be really good with calming people down. If they have anxieties because of your own anxieties, you have the sense of being able to help them with that. So, Spirit, is that all the messages we have? It's a postcard from Spirit. They want to talk in a little bit longer, so I'm going to pull a postcard from Spirit, and we will wrap this up. I'm hoping that this was meaningful to you, that somehow it resonated, so that you feel, in alignment with these messages, and that they ultimately help you achieve that, success that it says is coming, for you. So the card from Spirit is, let's see what it says here. We had, me and Trudy had problems reading one yesterday because we're old. And, yeah. What does that say? Let's see again. I'm having these vision problems. Kissing something. Kissing. Hold on. Come over here. I can't read it. Can you see it?
Let me.
What I want to say, like what it's telling me, like because I can't see it good, is kissing Texans is what it's like. I know it doesn't say that, but that's what it's telling me to say about it. So maybe we'll just read the other side. Uh-oh. Had a little accident. We'll fix that.
Okay.
We'll clean that right up. No, that's fine. There's some here. Use that wipey thing right there, and it'll just be that way. Okay. So here's your message from Spirit. It says, "Dearest you." Oh, it's interesting. Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. You're a good, yes. Okay, let me start over. Dearest you, since you're on Earth, you understand how buildings are built. Yes, a good solid foundation, and yet flexibility too, in case of earthquakes. Truth be told, you can't offer something sustainable unless it's built from a solid base, whether it be an idea that takes form one step at a time, or an actual house that needs a sturdy foundation dug, poured, and built. We want to remind you of this because you might need a little encouragement to see that this is true in your life at this time. Celebrate the fact that right now you can repair the cracks in the foundation of your life effortlessly, as well as do a general sight check to ensure your hard work is being well supported. Do this and know you are building your life on a perfect and sound foundation that will allow you to welcome the many miracles waiting to come visit. We're so happy for you, and we're so intrigued by what you're building. Wow. So if that doesn't confirm what I told you here, I don't know what else does. So I hope this is good for you, and I hope that you are able to get, through that, new perspective and make that choice quickly and cut those, blindfold off and get moving. Have a great month, and we'll talk again soon.